Hello, John. Good to have you with us today. It's been almost a year since you spoke to us at the CXO Forum in 2024. From your perspective and from Aeris's point of view, what do you see the key trends in the IoT market?
Great question, Silva. So obviously a lot has changed over the last 12 months. A lot of exciting new developments in the industry. I think a lot of new developments from a customer demand standpoint, and obviously we have some new technology changes that are coming into the market that I think are changing some of the dynamics in the industry. If I were to kind of summarize the big trends that we see in the market from a customer perspective, I'm a product guy, so I tend to take a customer-centric view for how I think about these things. I could really boil it down to kind of three key themes, and that's the first being what I would call there's a demand from the customer perspective for greater choice and flexibility. Choice and flexibility in terms of how they buy connectivity, the providers that they use for connectivity, and how they want that connectivity delivered. I think the enabling technologies here that are driving a lot of this trend, I would say first and foremost starts with the new eSIM standard, SGP.32, which of course is creating a lot more flexibility in the model. The second big change and trend that I see is what I would summarize as really a demand for a simple, unified experience when it comes to connectivity services, particularly when it comes to global IoT programs. Automotive immediately comes to mind as a major driver of this. We have to think about, from an enterprise perspective, the cost for a lot of these programs isn't just in the connectivity services, it's also in sort of all the ancillary management around those services. So we're seeing a tremendous new demand for what I would liken as simply a sort of a single pane of glass experience when it comes to how I buy connectivity, how I manage my connectivity services, how I manage my devices, the onboarding, the operations of those things. And of course, contracting and enablement is also a big piece of that. The third big trend that I see is really what I would liken as really what I would call a value or delivery of value beyond connectivity. If you look at a lot of the big RFPs and RFIs that have come out over the last 12 months, from whether it's from auto companies or large IoT program providers and OEMs, there's an increasing demand for more services beyond basic just connection of my assets, data plans and such. And the reason for that, again, it goes back to that total cost of ownership. Enterprises are looking for ways to improve their operations, find new revenue streams, enable new business models, and a lot of that requires and is enabled by the network, right? And network-centric services. And this is where I think increasingly, enterprises are looking to their connectivity provider, the MNO, to enable these services. And the MNO that can kind of capture that value and deliver those services, particularly in a way that is globally uniform and provides that kind of simplified, unified global experience or single pane of glass, I think will ultimately be the winners and take an outweight share of that new value that's being created and demanded by the market.